There's a man going round taking names, and he decides who to free and who to blame.
Okay, Mike, you had said something to me a while ago, and I would like you to elaborate on it. And it was something to the effect of participation doesn't necessarily equal proficiency.
Oh.
And why don't you elaborate on that?
Participation does not equal proficiency. Okay, that's a kind of saying I have, and it comes from the current culture where people will throw down their deployment schedule to tell you how good they are. You'll have somebody go, well, there's a disagreement, and someone will go, I got 3 tours in Afghanistan and 5 tours in Iraq. I mean, I don't. Like, just because you showed up doesn't necessarily mean you were really good at it. It just means you showed up. It's participation. Okay, great. God bless you, bro. You checked in. Me too. You did your part. You showed up. You were at the party. I got it. I'm down with it. It's cool. Doesn't mean you were good at it, and don't use it. Don't use a deployment schedule in lieu of actual proficiency, of actual skill. There's a lot of guys that missed the whole GWAT. They never went to war, and they're outstanding soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. There are guys that I have met that were Force Recon guys, or they were SF guys, or they were Delta guys, they were SEALs. They were just not in that block of time. It just didn't happen on their watch, and they were legit. They're straight up legit. So yeah, your deployment schedule would outdo theirs if that's all you look at. But if you look at their actual skills and the way that they trained themselves and how they prepared, yeah, it's not the same. That's why don't get confused with participation, okay, versus proficiency. Just because you were there doesn't mean you were really good at it. Just means you were there. Just like saying, I've been in 75 gunfights. Okay, so you're the luckiest dude ever because you can't shoot for crap, but you survived. Great. I'm not really wowed by that. If that's all you're throwing at me. If you say, yeah, most of the guys that have been around say, yeah, I've been around a bit, done a couple things. This is what I saw, and you start explaining things, then I'm all ears and one eye. But I'm cool with that. Tell me why you did what you did. Tell me why it worked. Give me some sort of framework, but don't just go, I was there and you weren't, so you don't know. I see that all the time. I see it all the time. Guys throw that down like it's the freaking red badge of courage. And I'm like, okay, man, I'm cool with the fact that you were there. There's a lot of us that were there. There was a lot of us that did a lot of stuff that people didn't do, that people don't know about. That there's a lot of things that went on. There's a lot of war that's gone on in the last 17 years, okay? And there's a lot of people with a lot of really unique and peculiar experience out there. Don't discount people just because you think that you've got a better deployment schedule, okay? Participation doesn't equal proficiency. Just because you were there doesn't mean you're good. It means you were there. Bless you for being there, man. Okay, you showed up. Good on you. But don't equate that with a level of skill unless you can verify it, unless you can tell me why. That's why when people throw that out, I'm like, it's always, to me, it's always a red flag when someone throws their deployment schedule out, how many tours they had. Okay? I'll tell you, be wary when you hear that. Be wary when they lead with a deployment schedule and not with a specific methodology or a rationale behind what they're doing or what they're saying.
When the man comes around.